In this session, we're going to connect Datto RMM to RMMmax, step by step, so your existing environment can sync seamlessly. In just a moment, you will see my Datto RMM console with 5 active agents. These are the devices we'll be managing through RMMmax once the integration has completed. To enable RMMmax inside Datto RMM, we need 2 key components from the Datto.com store. Search for the RMMmax command processor for Windows and the RMMmax command processor for Linux and Mac. These components handle command execution across Windows, Linux, and Mac OS endpoints. Install to deploy each component. With the components installed, Datto RMM is now ready to exchange data with RMMmax. In the next section, we'll configure API access and verify that client and computer sync are functioning correctly. Enabling client defaults in RMMmax is one of the most important steps in preparing your environment for automation and consistent behavior across all of your managed devices. The new client defaults acts as a baseline configuration that every new client and every new agent will inherit the moment they sync with the platform. When you open the client default section, you'll see that each tool in RMMmax can be pre-configured with the settings you want applied globally. This includes items like Surflog, Software Manager, BitLocker, Defender, and any other tools you plan to use across your environment. By enabling these defaults before your first sync, you ensure that every device comes online with the correct policies, schedules, and operational parameters already in place. This eliminates repetitive setup work and guarantees that your standards are applied consistently. Once the defaults are saved, any new client or agent added to RMMmax will automatically adopt these configurations. Now we can set up Datto RMM to allow API usage and configure a user to assign the API tokens to. Once we have enabled the API access under Global Settings, we set up a user to assign the API tokens to. Now that we have our user, I'll delete the old keys and then use the control provided to generate a new set of API keys, so we can use them in the Team Manager on RMMmax. Let's move over to RMMmax and open the Team Manager. Select the Edit Team button and choose the RMM type of Datto RMM from the drop-down list. Copy in your API key and then go back to the Datto screen and copy the API secret. Paste them into the Team Manager. I would suggest that you also save this data to a private file for later use if you need them. Follow that with the correct API URL. There are some other options available, but are optional. Scroll down to your country and let us know where you're from. Now we can submit the form to save the team information. Next, we need to quickly test to see if we can connect to the Datto RMM and to see if it can find the components installed. If you get a successful connection, then the connection works and the components are available. The first client and computer sync is what kicks everything off in RMMmax. As soon as the integration is connected, RMMmax will start to pull Datto for your client list and their associated devices. This begins the building of the management structure automatically. You can manually force a sync using the sync with RMM tools. Start with clients and computers. Within a few seconds, you'll see your first client appear, followed by the computers underneath it, confirming that the sync is active and the environment is ready for tool and job deployment. Datto jobs play a central role in how RMMmax gathers information from your environment and keeps each tool up to date. When RMMmax connects to Datto RMM, it doesn't just pull in clients and devices. It also creates a series of lightweight jobs designed specifically to collect the data each tool needs to operate. These jobs run to the Datto agent using the RMMmax command processor components you installed earlier. Each tool in RMMmax has its own data requirements, and instead of relying on manual collection or scattered scripts, RMMmax automatically generates the appropriate Datto jobs to retrieve that information. For example, Surf Log needs event and activity data. Software Manager needs installed software inventories. BitLocker needs encryption status. And Defender needs security and threat information. RMMmax creates jobs for each of these tools, schedules them, and sends the commands through Datto RMM. So the results come back cleanly into the RMMmax console. This approach keeps everything centralized, predictable, and fully aligned with your existing Datto workflow. The moment a job completes, RMMmax processes the results and updates the tool dashboards, giving you real-time visibility without any manual effort. By leveraging Datto jobs in this way, RMMmax ensures that every tool is accurate and current data, and that your environment stays synchronized automatically. If we pop through a couple of tabs, we should start to see some data arriving in the console. Agents may return data well after the job is completed, so allow some time in large environments for data to fully populate for each agent. To keep from flooding your environment with a gazillion jobs, as soon as you start, we have skipped some tools from executing at first check-in. These other tools will auto-scan on the RMMmax schedule and will populate over the next several hours. Allow up to 24 hours for some automation to execute. If you want to force them to execute now, use the Sync with RMM toolset to start each tool scan function. You will see in the Datto console's job list new jobs being added to the Datto job queue. These jobs are collating data from each of the computers. RMMmax includes a powerful dual library system for PowerShell automation, giving MSPs complete control over how they manage and deploy scripts across their environments. The private library is your secure, organization-only repository where you can store operational scripts, maintenance routines, remediation logic, and custom workflows tailored to your clients. Every script is versioned, auditable, and instantly available to any agent through the PowerShell manager, ensuring consistent execution and reliable results. Alongside it, the community library provides a shared ecosystem of vetted, MSP-friendly PowerShell scripts contributed by peers across the industry. It's a place to discover new automation ideas, borrow proven solutions, and accelerate problem-solving without reinventing the wheel. Together, these libraries give MSPs a blend of privacy, collaboration, and operational efficiency, making RMMmax a central hub for script management, execution history, and cross-platform automation. The RMMmax MCP server transforms AI-driven automation into a fully managed workflow by integrating directly with a private PowerShell script library. When AI generates a new remediation script, diagnostic routine, or maintenance workflow, the MCP server can immediately save it into the team's private library. This means every AI-created script becomes a reusable asset, not a one-off action. Once stored, the MCP server can call those scripts at any time and execute them across Windows, Mac, or Linux agents in the environment using the unified command shell. AI can push updates, refine logic, and redeploy improved versions without technicians needing to manually upload or manage files. The result is a powerful closed-loop automation system. AI creates scripts, the MCP server stores them, and agents execute them reliably at scale. This turns a private script library into the central brain of your automation strategy, where human expertise and AI-generated intelligence combine to deliver fast, consistent, and secure remediation across your entire fleet. PowerShell has always been my creative playground, where a few lines of code can solve real problems, automate chaos, or spark entirely new ideas. And the best part is sharing that creativity with the MSP community. When we trade scripts and clever little hacks, we all level up together. It's not just about automation. It's about inspiring each other to build smarter, faster, and more imaginative solutions. So submit your creation to the community. We would enjoy the reviews. Setting up the MCP and RMMmax to access your RMM environment is quick, secure, and designed for MSP workflows. You start by creating a new MCP access token inside your RMMmax account. Give the token a clear, descriptive name, something like MCP Server Access or Automation Engine, so you always know exactly what it's used for. Next, assign the correct permissions. The MCP needs read, write, and execute access, so it can pull device data, update configurations, and run scripts across your agents. These permissions ensure the MCP can fully manage automation tasks without requiring manual intervention. Once the token is generated, RMMmax will display the key only once. Copy it immediately and store it in a secure location, such as an encrypted password vault or secrets manager. This key is what the MCP server uses to authenticate and communicate with your environment. So keeping it safe is essential. After the key is stored, paste it into your MCP configuration, save the settings, and the server is ready to orchestrate automation across your entire RMMmax deployment. And that's the power of RMMmax, bringing automation, creativity, and community together in one platform. Whether you're building scripts, deploying the MCP, or sharing ideas with other MSPs, RMMmax gives you the tools to work smarter and move faster. It's automation with purpose, collaboration with impact, and a platform built to elevate every technician who uses it. Have a great day.